I'm gonna show you how to make pizza dough to make delicious pizza just like this. So stick around to the very end and don't miss any steps in this video. And if you do, it'll be the reason that you don't make delicious pizza like this. All right, let's get started. So we're gonna go ahead and put 3 cups of flour. We're gonna start with these 1/3 of cups. And I'm gonna go ahead and put 9/3 of these cups, which equals to 3 full cups of flour. Okay, this is gonna be the main ingredient for our pizza dough. All right, and this is really simple, you guys. This is my wife doing the dough for me. And we're gonna go ahead and put some yeast. 1 tablespoon of yeast is all it's gonna take. This is a high-rise, quick, fast-acting, turbocharged yeast. All right, so we're gonna put some olive oil. I'm gonna put 3 tablespoons of olive oil in our mix. All right, in our mixer, and we're gonna put 4 ounces of water. All right, we're gonna go ahead and set this thing down. It's gonna take about 5-7 minutes. And I went ahead and just cut this video because I don't want you just watching a mixer go down for 5 to 7 minutes. So go grab yourself a drink. Go get a whiskey, whatever it is. Or a Gatorade or one of those primes these kids drink nowadays. But yeah, so let this thing mix. All right. And you might have to make some adjustments. But in the meanwhile, check out my channel. You know, there's a lot of videos that I've made and different recipes. You'll have a lot of fun on there, so if you had a chance, check it out. So add another ounce of water and go ahead and keep mixing this thing, and you want to get the right consistency. So like I said, you might have to adjust as you're doing this dough. All right, but if you follow this recipe, you'll see that it's pretty relatively simple. As you can see, my kids, they're always in the mix. You know, it's so needy sometimes, man. You're trying to cook and these kids all up in the Kool-Aid. Yeah, it's all good. We love them, right? So look, when you have this thing mixing up, the main thing that you're gonna have to adjust is either the water or the flour. So right now, my wife's gonna go ahead and take this dough out. She's gonna realize that it's not to the consistency that she likes. She's gonna go ahead and pull some flour out and put maybe 1/2 of a cup of flour. And check out my dog, Roxy. So gonna go ahead and keep mixing this thing for about another minute. All right, we're getting pretty close to getting that dough ready. All right, and we're using a KitchenAid mixer that I got from my wife for Mother's Day a couple years ago. I'll leave a video link if you guys like in the video description. But here we go. So my wife's gonna go ahead and make the dough, put them into these like round looking things. Yeah, but yeah, just make them round, and you want to make 2 just so when it's time to make the pizza dough, you can make 2 pizzas. What I do is I cut them in 4 and I make thin slice, so I can make actually 4 pizzas. So go ahead and put them on your plate, get some saran wrap, let them rise for about 30 minutes, and honestly, we're done. Are you ready? Let's do this. All right, guys, let's make our pizza now. So what I like to do is I like to cut half of the dough, because like I told you guys, I like to make 4 pizzas out of this dough. So I like to make thin slice pizzas because they're crispy and they're not as doughy. I just like the taste better. So let's go ahead and put a little flour on your countertop and start rolling the dough. But let me ask you, are you rolling in dough? No, but for real, let's start rolling this thing up. And I really just make a random shape. You can make a circle, you can make a square, triangle, you know, whatever shape you want, really, it doesn't matter. Or you want to be like that pizza guy who makes a bunch of creative shapes and makes all kinds of pizzas. I think his name is Beto Diaz. He's pretty good. Look him up. Anyways, so go ahead and get your pizza pan, put some flour in there, and go ahead and start putting your dough. And what I like to do is cook it in the oven for about 5 minutes, because if you don't, then that dough doesn't cook all the way once all your ingredients are cooked. So make sure you don't skip this step. Then what I like to do is get my sauce, and I put a ton of sauce. I'm a saucy kind of guy, what can I say? Sometimes I even put barbecue sauce, but for this recipe, I just put pizza sauce, just a marinara. And this is a Trader Joe's cheese, mozzarella cheese, and I like a lot of ingredients, if you guys hadn't noticed from all my videos. And then this is a super tip right here. Put some sauce on top of the cheese. It'll give it an extra little layer of sauce. And I don't know about you guys, but this pizza is for my kids, and all they like is pepperoni. I mean, I cannot have them try anything new. They're just always like, oh, just give me pepperoni. That's all they want, which is all good. They're kids. all good. So let's pop this bad boy in the oven at 500 degrees. Make sure you preheat it. And about 15 minutes, you'll be done. You'll be already ready to chop this thing up and take a bite out of it. But first, look at this thing. Nice and crispy on the edges. The flatbread is just perfectly cooked. And the cheese, this is what you want. This is exactly what you want. Just a browning pizza. I like to cut 4 slices. And just look at the way this cheese just comes up. Oh my God, this was delicious. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, wow.